The other side of the note, it had my sister's name circled, and it was like, it's nothing personal, it's just business. We'll contact you. I find it hard to believe they came in here, tied my niece up, grabbed my nephew, and still had time to write a note with 2 different handwritings on there and get out without nobody seeing them.
There's little Avion's Uncle Chris Ward. Like many of us, just never believed that story of the ransom and being knocked unconscious. Now we see the cute little Aveion. Authorities believe he is dead. Here's a Facebook comment, really summing it up from Peter, writing, "The only question now is how Aveion died and why stepdad can't tell the truth." Well, that's it in a nutshell. Let's bring in Amanda Codaspoti, Roanoke Times, been covering this one. Amanda, what's the latest? Any leads on what happened to Aveion or where his body might be?
Hi, Mike.
Hey.
Police are still being pretty tight-lipped about how the little boy may have died. However, today they did charge the father, Brandon Lockett, with child neglect, improper disposal of the human body, and obstruction of justice. Meanwhile, there were crews out searching a river in Roanoke looking for the little boy's body. And police believe someone here knows what happened to him, and they're just urging people to step forward with information.
So they believe others know, others may have been in on it, Amanda?
I don't know exactly what they believe. They've just told me that someone out there has information or can get information, maybe knows someone who has information, and they're really urging those people to come forward. At this point, they really just want to find this baby's body to bring closure to the case.
Yeah, Amanda, if this couldn't get any worse, but we have to ask this, what about little Avion's mom? Did she know anything? What do we know on that front?
Yeah, I asked police the same question just this afternoon, and they've interviewed her multiple times. They have not charged her, and again, they've described the level of cooperation they've been getting from everyone in this case as coming in varying degrees. They're hopeful in some situations, but not in others.
So, to sum that up on mom, not sure of what she knows. Is that where we are now on that front?
I'm really not sure what the situation there, if it's a cooperation issue or, if she's just not telling the whole truth. I'm not really sure what she's been telling police.
Gotcha. Let's bring back Steve Rogers, Detective Lieutenant, Nutley, New Jersey Police Department. Steve, Amanda's saying that the authorities are hoping people come forward. Do you see this as a case where there are others involved, or do you think it's just the stepfather at this point?
Well, it's possible the mother's involved, and the reason why the police aren't charging her is because they probably want to cut a deal with her. She would, if she's involved, she could become state's witness and put this guy behind bars. The other thing is, a lot of these criminals, Mike, will, believe it or not, share their story with at least one person. So when you hear your reporters saying there's at least one person or a person out there who may know something, that's what they're banking their hopes on.
Okay. Amanda, let's talk about what kind of care Aveion received as a little guy. Child Protective Services went to the home when he was 15 months old. Isn't that correct?
I don't have that information.
Okay.
On the record now.
Okay. We'd heard anyway that they had 15 months, that CPS goes out there for neglect. You can't confirm that, Amanda?
No.
No? Okay. Steve, let me get you in on that. If that's the case, what do you do with that as an investigator? Obviously, that's a red flag.
Well, it sure is. We have to get a hold of those, or at least law enforcement has to get those inspectors to find out what they saw on the scene. Why did they go there? Was there any evidence of physical abuse? Those are all red flags that are going to help pull this case together.
Steve, do you see this? If this guy's got a defense, and again, it hasn't been charged yet, but as this was some kind of accidental death, do you think that's where he might go?
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, I'm going to make you a detective in Nutley, because that's what I thought, too. There's a possibility it was accidental death. He panicked. They buried the child. Didn't know what to do, so there's an option right there.
Didn't know what to do.
Authorities talking about that yet, Amanda, or is that too soon for that?
Yeah, it's too soon for that. I think they're hoping more information is still going to come out, so they're being very guarded about what they're releasing at this point.
Okay. Amanda, thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll talk again soon. Steve, thank you as well. Coming up, big win for the